This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit, a tag team match. In the red corner, combined weight of 460 pounds from Bucksnort, Tennessee, the Dirty White Boys. And across the ring, 202 pounds, Birmingham, Alabama, Mike Jackson. 219 pounds, hailing from Dalton, Georgia, Mark Cooper. Your referee, Ron West.
Ronnie West calls for the bell. This match will be underway soon. The Dirty White Boys against Mike Jackson. Ronnie West, the fifth man in the ring. Lynn Denton of the Dirty White Boys, a powerful man, a vicious competitor. Collar and elbow. Both men testing out each other's strengths. Mike Jackson's a veteran of the ring, and it's an important part of the wrestling process to go out there and find out your opponent's weak spots. Mike Jackson went for a headlock there, but apparently it didn't work. And down goes Jackson. The Dirty White Boys, a pair of vicious competitors. On their debut on Mid-South Wrestling, they did something that not very many men I've ever seen have done before. Lynn Denton threw Shawn Michaels into his partner, sacrificing his partner just to hurt Michaels. A press above the head, and Michaels is down on the ground, obviously in a lot of pain. Well, Michaels fights back though, firing away to the midsection. Oh, Jackson with a flying body press, 1, 2. Jackson just about with the win there. You know, the Dirty White Boys are a tough combination, but Cooper and Jackson, like it's been said of a lot of other sports, any man can beat any other man at any given time. And Cooper's certainly fighting hard, but Lynn Denton, apparently a very strong man, and you see all the velocity that Tony Anthony came off those ring ropes with. Headbutt. Oh, vicious right cross. Mark Cooper's in a lot of trouble now. Clothesline. Lateral press, and Ronnie West with a 2 count.
Well, Joel, they want to administer more punishment rather than take the victory quickly. They've come here, and they'll do anything in order to gain a victory, and they've proved that much thus far.
And you heard Ronnie West admonishing him for that. It's not considered sportsmanlike practice, nor is it safe for an athletic contest where a man decides to administer more punishment just to take the fall. I think the Dirty White Boys want to make an impression here on Power Professional Wrestling. They're certainly doing so, but I don't think they need to resort to tactics like that. Here, Lynn Denton raking the eyes, just another example of the point I was making. Arm whip, clothesline again, and Mark Cooper's in trouble now. 2. Mike Jackson came in. Mike Jackson came in. He obviously felt like his partner was not being treated fairly. Double Russian foot sweep. A double Russian foot sweep. Mark Cooper probably could have been pinned at that point, maybe even before then. But they're making sure now as that backwards fall-away body press. Kind of a half cradle. Lynn Denton, the Dirty White Boys are the victors.
And we'll be back on Power Pro Wrestling, so let's go back to Jim Ross. This bout, one fall or 10-minute time limit, 265 pounds, a corner to my right from New Jersey, Jack Victory. In the blue corner, 226 pounds, the popular star from Marietta, Georgia, Brad Armstrong.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introduction, and Randy Anderson calls for the bell. We got action. Brad Armstrong taking on Jack Victory here on this great, exciting Power Professional Wrestling program. And you know, being the producer of Power Professional Wrestling, I'm very proud of the high ratings that we've received from the Arbitron ratings recently. I feel it's probably one of my greatest accomplishments in life being associated with wrestling. I thank my father, and I thank all the wrestlers and everybody involved. Mid-South is such a great organization, and Power Professional Wrestling has really given me a chance. Oh, look at that! Drop kick. Boy, Brad Armstrong is as quick and agile a competitor as you'll find anywhere. You can tell by his tremendous physique that he is pretty strong as well. And even 265-pound Jack Victory looks as if he moves around there like a lightweight, because Brad Armstrong has got that power, that quickness. Really torquing away on that arm now. Jack Victory, it's up to body slam. Nice move by Jack Victory, but Brad Armstrong holds on. Brad Armstrong continues with the hold. Good thinking on the part of Brad Armstrong. Jack Victory, of course, a big, powerful kid as well. Jack Victory, a man with a lot of potential. Brad Armstrong, of course, a rising star in Mid-South also. These two men are fighting hard to move up in the ranks.
Joel, coming from a wrestling family, his father, Bob Armstrong, a holder of numerous wrestling titles throughout the years, and Bob has taught Brad to be a great competitor. Now here he is against Jack Victory.
I think that's a good point, Boyd. Not only did Bob Armstrong teach Brad Armstrong a lot about wrestling, but Brad gained a love of wrestling. Similar to his situation because I grew up with a father who wrestled as well. Hip toss. Jack Victory got Brad Armstrong into the ropes there and appeared to mount one of the short aggressive series that he's been able to mount during this match. Brad Armstrong continuing to apply the pressure on the arm of Jack Victory. He's got the pressure located there in the elbow joint. And you notice Jack Victory went for a big elbow, but Brad got out of the way, and he came off those ropes so quick that Jack Victory was able to get that knee in there into the midsection, and that hurt Brad Armstrong. Confident that he could. Pee Wee Anderson checking the legality of the hold. It cannot be across the throat area. That constitutes a choke. It must be broken within 4 seconds. Brad with the elbows. Brad with a series of elbows manages to break that rear chin lock. An atomic drop. And Jack Victory with a spinal adjustment. Brad Armstrong with a fist to the midsection and a big knee lift. Brad Armstrong is tremendous with that knee lift. He has so much leverage on it. Reverse arm whip, and Brad Armstrong looks as if he's got that sleeper on. And Brad is tremendous with the sleeper. When he's got that sleeper on you, he's one of the best in the wrestling profession with it. There he's got him. Randy Anderson calls.
He got him with a 40-pound weight deficit. Brad Armstrong shows the ability and agility to gain a victory over Jack Victory. And now let's go back to Jim Ross. This tag team event, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, 218 pounds from Rainbow City, Alabama, Paul Brown. And his team partner from parts unknown, the Blue Demon. And across the ring, 225 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee, Tim Horner. 221 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, and the Cobra Corps, Private Terry Daniels. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Carl Fergie checking the men, going over the rules, trying to get one man from each team to begin this match. And Terry Daniels removing his dress blues that he's so proud of. Out of the ring, Carl Fergie calls for the bell. We've got action. Tim Horner ties up the collar and elbow. Headlock. Into the ropes. Body check. Oh, Tim Horner with a nice reversal and a hip toss. Headlock. Good penetration in the hips on that headlock, I might add. Tags into Terry Daniels. And Terry now into the ring with a headlock. Terry Daniels is a fine strategist, although he is. Oh, body check. The Blue Demon goes down and feels the sting of the canvas. Headlock. Terry Daniels, there his shoulders were in a predicament. The Blue Demon just about caught him there. A quick tag. And now Tim Horner in. Nearly gains a fall there. He was in position. The Blue Demon felt it coming on and gets right out of the ring. Drop toe hold. Drop toe hold, and Tim Horner spinning around. Getting back on that headlock. Tim Horner and Terry Daniels are a fine tag team together. They complement each other's style very well, both of them very quick, agile, young competitors. They may not have the experience and the size of some other people, but they do very, very well for themselves in professional wrestling. I'm proud to call the two of them my friends. Paul Brown there appeared to be pulling the hair in that instance.
And simultaneous made the tag to his partner, Joel, and now the Blue Demon is in.
Oh, off those ropes hard comes Terry Daniels with a body check, and the Blue Demon appears to not be mounting much of an aggressive force, but yes, he gets into the ropes, and Daniels' neck snapped hard off those ropes, and the Blue Demon with a slight amount of momentum. Terry Daniels trying to fight him off, keep him off, trying to get that pain shook off there with an arm whip. These two men are really mixing it up. But that's the style of Tim Horner and Terry Daniels. They go out there and they take the battle right to you. Oh, it's broke down into a fist fight now. It's just a fist fight. Terry Daniels with a tag to Tim Horner. Wise move there. Wise move because Terry Daniels had been in the ring for quite some time, and you want to keep that fresh man in the ring. And you can see Tim Horner is as fresh as ever. What tremendous conditioning Tim Horner has. Punishing knee drop to the face. Oh, an interesting variation on the arm whip. He faked like he was going to whip him into those ropes, and Tim Horner with the tag back there, but Paul Brown didn't see it. Nice reversal. Russian foot sweep, and Terry Daniels now has got Paul Brown in a predicament. Tim Horner drop kicks the Blue Demon. Terry Daniels with a Cobra Clutch. Terry Daniels with a Cobra Clutch. Carl Fergie calls it's a submission. You hear the bell. You hear the bell. That's the end of the match, the official decision. Terry Daniels and Tim Horner the winners.
And now let's go back to Jim Ross. This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit in the red corner at 260 pounds from...
Let me introduce my protege, Edgar Thomas, four-time All-American, 270 pounds. His debut, he's going to follow the footsteps, as you people know as me, as Dr. Death. Would you give him a warm welcome, Edgar Thomas?
And across the ring at 220 pounds, dressed in green from San Antonio, Texas, Shawn Michaels. Your referee, Ron West.
Well, Boyd Pierce there with an attempt at the introduction, is at least. Dr. Death. Ron West calls for the bell. And this match is underway. Edgar Thomas, like Dr. Death Williams said, he's a 4-time All-American from OU. He was a fine amateur wrestler as I've ever seen. I had the privilege of watching several of Edgar's matches. And you know, one thing that really impressed me about Edgar was he was able to go when the pain was the most. I've seen him in the finals and the semifinals of the Big 8 tournament where his ankle was so swollen you could see it through his wrestling shoe. It was bulging. He could barely even get the laces shut, but he still went out and he wrestled a tremendous matches in that Big 8 tournament. He was a fine, fine competitor, and I'm sure he still is. 2-time winner of the Tulsa Tough Man contest. The man can fight, wrestle, whatever you want to do. He's got a lot of promise in professional wrestling. Of course, I don't know if he's being led by the right people right now. And Dr. Death, of course, you can't take any of his wrestling ability away from him, but he's certainly driven by greed and deceit and his hatred for Jim Duggan at this point. Ronnie West telling him, you're as bad as he is. Dr. Death certainly exerting a little bit of influence on him there. Edgar Thomas using the hair. Edgar using the hair, it looked as if. Ronnie West telling him to wrestle. Ronnie is a firm proponent of having a clean match, and finding out just who the best wrestler is without all the cheating. There again, it looked as if Edgar might have used the hair on Shawn Michaels. Shawn down in the headlock, trying to get up to a base, and trying to get away from this awesome monster. Edgar Thomas is so strong. Wrestled in high school, in college at 190 pounds, but he pulled a lot of weight to get down to 190 pounds. His natural weight is up around 270 where he is now. Oh! Dr. Death with a distraction there, and Edgar Thomas showing what an aggressive competitor he is. He's just choking Shawn Michaels right now. He's just choking him. And Dr. Death has certainly shown Edgar a thing or two. Ronnie West counting him out there, but Edgar breaks right before that 4 count. Oh, hard elbow by Shawn Michaels. He gives Edgar Thomas a taste of his own medicine with a big body check. There he goes, he's coming off hard, a suplex! Belly to belly suplex. That was one of the hardest ones I've ever seen.
1, 2, 3, and Edgar Thomas gains a victory on Power Pro Wrestling. Now let's go back to Jim Ross.
Everybody's talking about the new sensation, Brad Armstrong. Well, let me tell you, comparing Brad Armstrong to gorgeous Gino Hernandez is like comparing a Volkswagen to a Rolls Royce. I'm the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get. What you don't see is better yet. The women's pleasure, the men's regret. 227 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. And to think that you, Brad Armstrong, really think you can get in the ring with a man of my caliber, you've got to be out of your mind. I'll tell you right now, Brad Armstrong, I'll tell you the people out there, and I'll tell everyone else. When you look at gorgeous Gino Hernandez step in the ring, you're looking at the very best. And when I step out of the ring, you'll know why. I'm number one. I'm the best in the sport of professional wrestling. Brad Armstrong, you'll be the first to fall.
You know, I got a real good friend that's taking control right here in the Mid-South area. It's my main number one man, and I'm talking about none other than Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the man that's been kicking butts and taking names all over this place He's a real good friend of mine, and we're just alike. That's why we're so close, because neither one of us cares to beat up people. We like to beat up people. People call us crazy. We might be a little crazy, but we're going to take care of business.
This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 256 pounds from New Jersey, Jack Victory. And his opponent from Houston, Texas at 224 pounds, Tommy Pritchard. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introductions here on Power Professional Wrestling. As Boyd said, Carl Fergie will be our referee in this match. We've got action as Tommy Pritchard ties up with Jack Victory. Upper arm lock type tie up, hammerlock. Tommy Pritchard reverses it. Both of these men are great young athletes. Jack Victory, about 6'3" tall, 260 pounds. Tommy Pritchard's given up about 40 pounds in this match, but he is very quick. He's got a black belt in karate, tremendous athlete. I think he has a couple more years experience in the pro ranks than Jack Victory does. Japanese arm drag, and Jack Victory's down to the mat. Carl Fergie checking the legality of the hold. As Tommy Pritchard applies that pressure against the joint of the arm, fireman's carry. Nice move by Pritchard. He's got Victory down. Again, applying pressure against the joint. It's extremely painful, and it takes away the strength of the arm. Victory gets to a base. Pritchard saying, ask Victory if he wants to give up. Arm lock is a submission hold. Leapfrogger, beautiful drop kick. Another Japanese arm drag, and Jack Victory feels the sting of the canvas once again. I feel privileged to be able to bring these type of matches to you on Power Professional Wrestling. Guys who aren't always in the main events, but they're out there trying hard, trying to make a name for themselves in wrestling. They're great athletes. This is the possibly future main eventers in this profession.
Well, Joel, what you have it there as Tom Pritchard giving away some 42 pounds to Jack Victory, but he's trying to match it with the ability and agility as he changes it in the center of the ring, arm drag and a takedown.
There it is, Boyd, a perfect example of what you were just saying. You know, for so long, wrestling was dominated by the behemoths who were just powerful and ponderous. But nowadays, a lot of wrestlers have been making a name for themselves using their quickness, their agility. And I myself can attest to that during my time in amateur wrestling. A lot of times I had the advantage in leverage, but it's tough when you got a quick opponent. And Jack Victory, now with the momentum, he managed to hit Pritchard. Victory being very aggressive now. Body slam and a lateral press, but Pritchard manages to make it out of there. Pritchard has very good upper body strength. I think it saved him in that instance because Victory's a big man. A hard elbow off the turnbuckle, and Victory down again with the lateral, Pritchard down underneath the lateral press. End of the turnbuckle goes Pritchard, and he's dazed. Oh, a side kick! A savate kick, as I was saying earlier. Pritchard with a black belt in karate. A hard right to the midsection. A hard right to the midsection. Arm whip into the ropes. Big drop kick. Victory's back up, though. Victory not able to mount his aggressions again. And a big side kick again. Lateral press and a 3 count.
on Pritchard with a tremendous victory over Big Jack Victory. And now let's go back to the desk and Jim Ross. This bout, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, dressed in the black tights from Minnesota, Thor. And his opponent, 242 pounds from New York, David Eddy. Your referee, Ron West.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introductions here on Power Pro Wrestling. Great show we got for you today. Ronnie West calls for the bell. Thor taking on David Eddy. Both men tie up in a collar and elbow tie up. Go to double top wrist lock, and Thor displaying tremendous amount of strength there. He tossed David Eddy across the ring. Again, they tie up. Up in the air, and again, tremendously powerful man. Thor has a tremendous amount of height, tremendous muscular structure for his height as well. His great leg strength, definition. Again, Thor with another display of power. Thor with a knee to the midsection. Powerful forearm across the back. Oh, tremendous power slam. Big elbow. This man is awesome. Now I see why he calls himself Thor. He's reminiscent of the Viking warriors with such power. Shoulder breaker. Lateral press and an inside cradle.
Ron West counts 1, 2, 3, and the man from Minnesota, the Viking who calls himself Thor, gains a victory on David Eddy. And now back to Jim Ross. Tag team action, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, the All-America team from the University of Oklahoma, Dr. Death Steve Williams and Edgar Thomas. And their opponent, 229 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee, Tim Horner. And his partner, 221 pounds from the Cobra Corps in Amarillo, Texas, Private Terry Daniels.
Tim Horner and Private Terry Daniels will be taking on the awesome team of Edgar Thomas and Steve Dr. Death Williams. Pee Wee Anderson calls for the bell as this match is just getting underway. Boo Thomas ties up with Terry Daniels. I'm telling you, Boo Thomas and Dr. Death together as a tag team. You probably won't find that much amateur experience and credentials in a tag team anywhere else in the country. These two men have a tremendous amount of fundamental experience and strength. And Terry Daniels right now had that arm tied up and was pulling it over in a maneuver made famous by Leroy Smith. A good friend of mine, Leonard Bailey, used to use it quite a bit in his amateur career. Tags into Tim Horner. Tim Horner now in with Edgar Thomas. Headlock, a headlock takedown. Tim Horner just about had him, but I don't think you're going to pin Edgar with just a headlock. Edgar shoots Tim Horner off, but Tim coming off those ropes manages to catch Boo by surprise. And they're close. Tim Horner still with the headlock. Edgar with a tag into his partner, Dr. Death. Dr. Death fires Tim Horner off into the ropes. But Horner with the velocity manages to escape from the body slam. He's got him rolled up. 1, 2. Tim Horner just about had Dr. Death. He just about had him. But Tim Horner is so quick. Oh. Dr. Death with that tremendous strength of his, showing his experience in the pro ranks, manages to pick Tim Horner up and catch him in a back suplex. Oh, a hard right fist to the forehead. That was uncalled for. But Dr. Death is so awesome. Double elbow, and Tim Horner goes down to the mat. Edgar Thomas with a lateral press. Randy Anderson only with a 1 count, though, as Edgar Thomas applies the rear chin lock. Edgar Thomas and Steve Dr. Death Williams were teammates on the OU wrestling team. Edgar at 190 pounds, Steve Dr. Death Williams, of course, at heavyweight. It's a funny thing, you know, Edgar always had to pull down to 190. And Dr. Death kept his weight up around 300 pounds because he was up there with those huge super heavyweights during his career at OU. Death with that powerful clothesline. You see that arm brace on his arm, a new addition to his attire after Hacksaw Duggan hurt his arm in a match here on Mid-South Wrestling recently. And that arm pad has been a source of controversy of late. Dr. Death says it's doctor's orders that he wears the thing, so Mid-South Wrestling can't take it away from him. Dr. Death with that rear chin lock, and Tim Horner makes it out. He goes between the legs of Dr. Death. Manages to tag into his partner. Tim Horner, though, is in a lot of pain. He is in severe hurt. Terry Daniels is at the mercy of both men now. Suplex! What a move! What a move!
A brilliant mastermind maneuver gives a victory to Edgar Thomas and Dr. Death Steve Williams. And now back to the desk and Jim Ross. This event, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner to my right, from the state of New Jersey, Jack Victory. And from St. Louis, Missouri, his opponent, the Iceman King Parsons. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introductions here on Power Pro Wrestling as Iceman King Parsons makes his way to the ring. Taking off the ring garb, Iceman King Parsons. Fast risen to popularity. Carl Fergie calls for the bell. We got action. The Iceman against Jack Victory. Jack Victory with a little bit of a height advantage, a little bit of a weight advantage. But he doesn't quite have the ring experience of the Iceman. And you know, a lot of times, experience in professional wrestling is the evening factor. You've seen so many times when one great athlete goes against another athlete, has a distinct weight disadvantage, and can still pull off a victory because of his wrestling experience. And there, Iceman King Parsons extending that arm, applying the pressure. He's got the knee stuck in there deep around the hip area, controlling the hips, controlling the arm. Jack Victory up to a base. Victory Victory's up on his feet now. He's in a position to do some damage, but the Iceman shaking it around. Nice move, a somersault. Kicks Jack Victory out of the arm hold and reapplies it himself. Applying counter pressure against those elbow ligaments. Tremendously painful. You can see the look of agony on Jack Victory's face. That's one thing about professional wrestling. A lot of the holds and tactics are designed to inflict pain and suffering on your opponent. That's one of the things that makes it so exciting. One of the things that produces distance between the opponents. There's so many more strategies in professional wrestling because the rules are different. There, Jack Victory was hammering away on him in the corner. Illegal blows. Carl Fergie calling for the break, but Jack Victory's learning. He's got a 4 count, and he missed. He went all the way through and hit his. It looked as if he might have hit his shoulder on that steel post. If so, he might be debilitated for a little while at least. Iceman with a hard chop. And another one, and Victory.
Few of those, Joel, and he'll be incapacitated as a deficit of some 40 pounds. Iceman King Parsons, really the aggressor in this match.
No doubt about it, Jim. Tremendous high elevation there. Victory unable to produce any series of aggressive maneuvers so far against the Iceman. Iceman pulls him off the ropes. Jack Victory ducked. And Iceman catches him with a clothesline on the rebound. A 3 count.
As the winner from St. Louis, Missouri, the Iceman King Parsons. And now let's go back to the desk and Jim Ross. This bout, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, 320 pounds from parts unknown, General Skandar Akbar presents the Barbarian. And his opponent, 221 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, and the Cobra Corps, Private Terry Daniels. Ron West, your referee.
The Private Terry Daniels getting ready to take on the Barbarian, a newcomer to Mid-South. A man of mystery, a man of tremendous strength, a man of awesome power and athletic ability. Terry Daniels, they're trying for a body check, but with the kind of weight disadvantage he's at here, it was somewhat ineffective. As you see, it goes off those ropes, using even more velocity appeared, but still ineffective. General Skandar Akbar coaching the Barbarian. Akbar, a skilled veteran in the ring. A lot of people don't realize just how much wrestling knowledge Skandar Akbar really does possess. The Barbarian manhandling Terry Daniels, forcing him into the ring ropes, forcing him into a bad situation. There you see from the camera angle the tremendous height, the tremendous muscular structure of the Barbarian. A man with so much height. Usually men of this height don't show such tremendous muscular definition, but the Barbarian, hailing from the deepest and darkest gyms in America, it seems. Look at him, the man seems possessed to maim and injure. The type of psychology that Skandar Akbar thrives upon. Clothesline.
Joel, he doesn't have the finesse, but he does have the barbaric instinct, the killer instinct of winning a victory regardless of what he has to do. And that really fits in with the scheme of things for General Skandar Akbar.
I think there again, Boyd, you're exactly right, because the Barbarian, even though he doesn't always show the most technique, but there, with that high vertical back suplex, he's shown that he's learned. He has learned some techniques, because that was very well executed A big forearm sends Terry Daniels to the canvas, and frankly, Boyd, I'm kind of wondering just how much more punishment Terry Daniels could take at this point. I think maybe the Barbarian could probably execute the fall at this time, but a full Nelson, illegal in amateur ranks, illegal in the amateur ranks, and look at how high the Barbarian's got him up in the air. Oh, a submission hold. It could put a man unconscious.
Well, he's got him 6 to 8 feet off the mat. That way he is unable to obtain any leverage at all, and it gains a victory for the 320-pound, the Barbarian. And now, let's return to Jim Ross at the desk. This event, one fall with a time limit of 10 minutes. On my right in the red corner, from Alabama, Big Steve Brinson. And the popular star from Marietta, Georgia, Brad Armstrong. Randy Anderson, your referee.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introductions. Pee Wee Anderson calls for the bell. Now we've got action. Brad Armstrong taking on Big Steve Brinson. Steve Brinson, a man who has a definite weight advantage on Brad Armstrong. Brad, though, of course, a skilled athlete, fine wrestler. And Steve Brinson, as he gains age and experience, gains in size, he's moving up in the ranks. It's been a little while since we've seen him on Power Pro Wrestling, but who knows? We may have a really close match here between these two. Brad Armstrong applying the pressure on the arm now, trying to wear that arm down. The arms, of course, a very obvious strategic point for a wrestler. You can't do too much if your arm is hurt, worn down. Armstrong with a reversal takes Steve Brinson down to the mat, and now he's got Steve in a predicament. He's got the chicken wing locked in. He's going for that reverse half Nelson. But Steve Brinson, a big, powerful man, is not budging on that half Nelson. So Brad Armstrong, with his tremendous repertoire of moves, continues on the armbar. Let me say something about Brad Armstrong. A lot of people talk about his father's background and everything, but I tell you, in my mind, Brad Armstrong is a terrific athlete, regardless of anything that his father ever achieved. I think Brad owes a lot to his father in teaching.
He was taught a lot, Joel, taught a lot, and he learned a lot, and really a tremendous young athlete, Brad Armstrong.
Nonetheless, I think Brad is a great star in his own right and is very deserving of the kind of recognition he's been receiving lately. Moving quickly up the Mid-South ranks, and now we have a release of the armbar. Steve Brinson with a high hip toss, but Brad Armstrong was waiting on him as he kicked him off. Looks as if Brinson was going for that lateral press, but Armstrong, quick thinking there, managed to kick him off, and now he's back into the arm. He's got Brinson where he wants him now, down on the mat with his weight above Brinson. Brinson is carrying Brad Armstrong's weight right now. Both men on their feet. Brinson using the hair for a little leverage, getting Armstrong into the turnbuckles. He's pounding away on him. Randy Anderson trying to forge his way in there with a break. High elevation. And this could be it. Steve Brinson's got him. Brinson just about had Brad Armstrong. I can't believe it. Steve Brinson has really improved. A big body slam. But I've seen Brad take a whole lot more punishment than that and still survive, and even still gone on to win in many, many cases. And Brad quickly moving out of the way. That's thinking ahead. He knew that he must counter the arm with. Brad Armstrong elevates Steve Brinson, but not with the kind of height that you need to get that lateral press for the 3 count. Armstrong continuing his onslaught. The knee lift and then into the drop kick. He's got that lateral press. 1, 2, and 3.
Brad Armstrong, so much knowledge and so many fine wrestling maneuvers, gains a victory over Steve Brinson. Let's go back to the desk and Jim Ross. Tag team action, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, 270 pounds from Oklahoma University, Dr. Death Steve Williams. And his partner from Bad Street, USA, Sheik Hercules Hernandez. And across the ring, the popular duo of Josh Stroud and Brickhouse Brown. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit.
Boyd Pierce with the ring introductions here on Power Pro Wrestling. Carl Fergie trying to get 1 man from each team in the ring as Boyd makes his way out. Carl calling for the bell. There it is, and we got action coming up. Hercules Hernandez and Dr. Death Steve Williams. An awesome tag team combination. You want to talk about strength and wrestling knowledge. Oh, powerful body check by Hercules Hernandez. It's been a while since we've seen Brickhouse Brown in the area. A man who's been, Brickhouse has been wrestling around the country. I got a chance to talk with him before. Brickhouse is really a fine individual, a really great guy. He and Josh Stroud, too, men who spend a lot of time in the gym, and they're proud of their athletic ability. Hercules Hernandez. Hercules Hernandez down to the canvas on a right cross. I don't think he was expecting that from the Brickhouse. But Hernandez, I'm sure, has got tactics. Hernandez has tactics in the back of his mind. I'm sure he's rearranging his game plan as Dr. Death comes in to try a little test of strength with Brickhouse Brown. And when you're talking test of strength, there's not too many people who are going to fare too well against Dr. Death. Because Dr. Death, like him or not, is probably one of the most well-groomed athletes in the wrestling profession. Brickhouse Brown, of course, stands right up there in athletic ability. He and Josh Stroud both, like I said before, they spend a lot of time in the gym, and they get that tremendous strength. But bodybuilding isn't everything in wrestling. We've found out many times, and Brickhouse Brown with the technique. He outmaneuvered Dr. Death there. A big drop kick, and Dr. Death a little bit perplexed by the Brickhouse. I think these two men might have overestimated him just a little bit. Still the underdogs in the situation, though. I think Josh Stroud and Brickhouse Brown, because Hercules Hernandez and Dr. Death have so much size and power between the two of them. Plus the guile and trickery that they use in the ring so many times. There's Josh Stroud in with a big elbow on Hercules Hernandez. And even though Hernandez and Dr. Death are the favorites in this, I don't think that they have held a majority of the aggressiveness in this match so far. I don't think that they have been quite as effective. Once again, I think it might be due to their overconfidence. What do you think, Boyd?
Well, not only that, but Brickhouse and Josh has really shown the agility to go with their natural ability, and they're taking the battle too, Hercules and Dr. Death.
Well, you know, it's been said many times that any opponent can defeat any other athlete on any given day, and Brickhouse and Josh are certainly doing a fine job. Dr. Death trips Josh Stroud. Dr. Death tricked him, and I'll tell you, that's the kind of deceit. Maybe Dr. Death isn't a fine technician, but he is a fine tactician, as he shows there with a big, powerful right hand. And now he's really kicks, a headbutt, Josh Stroud down now in a lot of pain. Dr. Death, the tremendous aggressiveness. He seizes the opportunity and capitalizes on it with a tremendous elbow, and Josh Stroud now in a deep, deep predicament at the hands of Dr. Death. Dr. Death can get you in trouble so quickly. Tremendous mass and power. It's so hard to overcome. You really have to be a tremendous athlete to overcome the kind of power that these two men possess. Not just a tremendous athlete, but a tremendous wrestler. You have to have a cool head. You have to be able to think. You have to be slick. And Josh Stroud, I just don't think has the kind of experience necessary to take on the awesome brute force of Dr. Death and Hercules Hernandez. What a pair of... But Josh Stroud wisely moves out of the way. I don't know if it's from wrestling knowledge or from fear or a combination of both, but Brickhouse Brown is in there now, and he's hammering away. Look at him go. He's got Herc and Doc in trouble now. Brickhouse Brown, the fresh man into the ring. I don't think Hercules Hernandez tagged into Dr. Death quite enough. He was in there for 3 or 4 minutes against Josh Stroud and got tired. A headbutt off the top rope. A headbutt under the second rope. Headbutt off the second rope. Oh, no! What an upset! Brickhouse Brown! Brickhouse Brown, unbelievable!
Brickhouse Brown and his partner Josh Stroud gains a victory. And now let's return to Jim Ross at the desk.
Hello. Watch your pitch, referee. Watch your pitch.
How about Armstrong? No. Come on. How about it? How about it, man? How about it? How about it? Come on, baby, how about it? No. No.